We're back. Hi, Colleen.
Hi, Liam.
How are you doing?
Well, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. I'm good. I am excited because this is one that I think our top pick today is one that
Yes.
will make many people happy. That's what I think. So,
Yes,
I'm
I went so far as to thinking I should go to a party supply store and get like the popper with the confetti, just like so
that
we
would
could
have been
both just
good.
hit it. And then I realized I'm in my own home and I'd have to clean it up. And I was not on board
Yeah.
for that.
Well, we
But that's
should.
how great it is that it inspired me.
Awesome. Yeah, we should have props like little things like that. Little, those little wind up fire
Yes.
alarm things? Yeah. Anyways,
Oh,
yeah,
upcoming episodes.
yeah. Stay tuned.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've got lots of some good stuff this week. We have some honorable mentions and stuff. So we'll go through what we have expected for Ultra in version 3900.93, and that's scheduled for June. And I feel like we are super early. We're in the middle of May and we're getting organized with this.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
go us. All right. So anything you want to talk about before we jump in?
No, let's get at it.
Yeah, Colleen, excellent. You're looking at the clock. Like, no,
I
I'm like,
did glance. There was that moment. I've got to get better. So you won't feel anxious if you see me looking in
no,
the corner of the screen.
no. I need to stop picking on you about watching the clock because it's not even a real thing. You're
No.
you're aware of it, but you don't heckle me. Okay, then let's get started. Just a reminder for anybody watching, this is based on what we have available to us as far as information goes. So feature availability is subject to change according to the development progress. Some features might be rescheduled for later release, or they may be modified slightly based on internal testing and stuff. So there's that. So let's recap this is the last, well, May 2024. We highlighted some areas that were improved upon or released. So weighted calculation improvements, that has made a huge change. I know from just helping faculty with their grade books, just kind of cleaning that up. That's great. Really excited about that. And this upcoming release, version 93, has a little add-on to that that we'll talk about during the honorable mentions. Feedback in all question types. You can add question feedback to every question now when you're grading by test. Sorry, grading a test by question. That's a 2-month sort of growth. It was, well, you couldn't do individual feedback, and then you could do it based on when you're grading by student, and now you can also do that by question for essays, I know especially. Gradebook navigation got cleaned up, and I think that was well received. Not a lot of issues with that. Just a couple people just like, I can't find that button. Well, now it's not a button. It's in the menu there. Forms and then release conditions have that extra additional performance criteria. Mm-hmm. That's what was released in May. If you want more information about it, then you can check out the previous episode, which is 7, I think, episode 7 from Freshforward. So that's that. Okay, let's jump in. Here we go. Honorable mentions. So these are some items that we thought that were worth mentioning, but maybe not spending a whole lot of time on. The first one is the AI design assistant now has a language selector, so you can auto-generate content in languages other than English. So that I think would be great for like English for academic purposes, perhaps. Might want to use that. Obviously, as with any AI design or any AI content, you want to, as a human being, read through it, assess it critically to make sure that the bots aren't way off. Mm-hmm. That one. We also have weighted calculation usability improvements, and this is just an aesthetic sort of thing, I think, is that there was a little indicator when you used, when things were excluded, it said, oh, it's 0% per item, and so that just got cleaned up. to make things make more sense for faculty as they were making sure that their gradebook was set up correctly. Group member list is now available within the selected group, so your members, the member list has been moved to make that easier to find as a tab instead of a separate panel. And then our last honorable mention before we get into the really good stuff is that we can prevent auto-assigning members in self-enrollment groups, which is great because now instead of those last few students who didn't sign up getting thrown into a group, they can be just kept as unassigned students. Okay, so anything else that I need to talk about? All right, my little slideshow controller thing on the other screen has disappeared on me, so I'm just going to have to go ahead and click over here. There we are. So number 5 is posting immediately when you're creating an announcement. So this is a cool one because it used to be you'd create the assignment and then you had a save button and then you'd go back into the list view, and if you knew that you needed to do this, then you would click post. Now you don't have to. Now you can click the little button and it will post it automatically. I'll pull this on screen just to show what that looks like. Oh, I should have actually done this first. Blip. There we are. So instructors can now post announcements as part of the drafting and editing process, making it simpler to build and manage those. So if we come into our course here, we click announcements, create an announcement, we say welcome to class, and all the content would go here. And at the bottom, you see now we have the save draft if we want to hold it, or we can click post now, and that will post it automatically. We did check this out, and we said, well, what if we want to schedule that and then click post? We can do that, and you can see here, oops, I think I clicked the wrong button, but it did post. Oops. Oh, because I clicked scheduled, but I didn't set the date.
Correct.
So let's do that again. Delete, delete, create an announcement, and say trying again. There we are. Click schedule an announcement. Set the date for when you want students to see it. So let's say we're going to set that for tomorrow. Click post. And you can see now it's scheduled. So there you go. You saw both ways that you can post an announcement without having to save the draft. So if you do want to schedule it, make sure you set that date, unlike I did. Realizing I'm keeping this as a small screen, so maybe what I'll just switch this into full screen here for you folks. Sorry about that. And we'll continue along. Okay. Anything else about number 5?
Nope.
Okay.
It's exciting because I know myself, I've gone in to do announcements and I actually haven't posted because I've kept them in draft.
Yeah.
And it depends. I mean, if you're a frequent flyer, then you're more apt to do that. But yeah, for sure, some of us don't use announcements as much, and that's going to be awesome. It's just a great little perk.
Yeah. And this is probably a good time to remind folks, especially at the beginning of the semester, and with those welcome announcements. I'm going to go back. I just switched out of this view, and now I'm going to go back into this view because we're talking so much.
Yes.
That you can't post an announcement if the course isn't available for students. So just remember that as you're building your courses. Okay, moving along. Number 4, filter out graded responses when grading by question. So when you are using the grade by question feature, you have, let's say, 21 questions that you want to go through. You can say, no, I just want to see the ones that need to be graded. The information is here on the screen. But I think it's easier just to show this. If I come into gradebook and we've got a test here that Colleen and I have gone into and have gone in as students to submit. Let's go into those submissions and go into grading by question. You have a filter here to say, I just want to look at the ones that need grading. And we can see, oh, it's just the essay questions. So there you are. There's Liam's, and we can give his response. And that's how you do it. You can just filter down by the ones that you want to assess, and then you can mark those accordingly. Yeah. So pretty cool. I think that's going to make it a lot easier, especially if you have questions like short answers mixed into essays and so forth.
Yep. Yeah. And it also has that last point where it's a preference that gets stored as you
Oh,
go
right.
forward, becomes a default.
Yes. Excellent.
Yep.
Okay. Where am I? There we are. All right, number 3 on our top 5 for this week, this release is the improved visibility of new grades and feedback in the student gradebook, which is it's a student-focused improvement, but certainly helps them keep up to date with their grades to know when they have stuff that has been reviewed and assessed, and they can see their feedback. Information again is up there on the screen. Let's jump into full view here again, and I'm going to go into student preview this time, and you can see when I come in here as a student, here it is, and that's what we're looking for right there, is that we have this indicator to say that there is a new item to be reviewed. If we open this up, there's a little purple indicator here saying like this is something that you haven't looked at yet, and so we can open this up and we can see that we can see all of that information. We also have it down here as this one here. You can see this one as well, and the grade is posted. There's the feedback as well. We can click that and we can see there's the feedback and we can see the marks. Okay, so that's our number 3 pick. If we look at, let's move on to number 2, and you can tell that I'm getting a little bit more excited because we are getting so close to number 1. Number 2 is that grader notes on student grades. And this is also pretty cool because there are often times when we are marking something or assessing something and we want to make a note that make a note on the student's assessment but not make it visible to the student. And so now we have the option to add that additional information right onto an assessment so that we can reference back to it. If we pull this back on here, we can have a look. Let's say, let's look at, let's exit student preview, save that. And if we look at this one, let's say we wanted to make a remark about an assessment here. We can come to the side. Oops, sorry, not here. Where did we do this? Now I'm getting thrown around here. I was just looking at, here we go. So now this is where it is. So we go into the content, so go into the assessment, go to the submissions view, and under this 3 dots, you have this option to click feedback end notes. So if we look at it, that's why it wasn't showing up, Colleen, because you didn't do it. Feedback and notes, and you can see right here, there's a feedback for students, and we can modify that here, and that becomes available for your students. Yeah. So that's number 2, is our graded notes on student grades, which brings us to the most exciting thing and probably going to take more time out of all of our content. And that is, our top pick is that you can now print assessments.
Woohoo!
Ooh! So this is super exciting because it's probably the one thing that folks are asking for the most, that we have just kind of been excited about. We saw it in the idea exchange that it was coming, it's coming, and now it's here. So with printing for assessments, you can print tests or assignments. Printing provides, as it says, a convenient way if you have a student that needs to write offline, or if you just want to have a hard copy, or your situation changes and you need to do this class in person or not electronically, you can print your test. Just be aware that at this time, the release is not of it. It will print questions in forms and tests and assignments, and it will also allow you to save it as a PDF, but you cannot print pools of questions. If your test contains pools, then you're going to need to just modify your test a little bit, and I can show folks how to do that now. Just let me get my course back up here for you. So I have a test here. It's color test number 1. This is an example of a test that is not going to work because it's entirely built out of question pools. So if this is what you've done, maybe for academic integrity, then it's a really easy thing to do. So what we're going to do is we'll just quickly build another test. My recommendation, what I'm about to show you, would be, for the time being, to create a second test, a printable version of it, using all of the questions without using pools. So I'm going to click the plus icon, click create, and click test. Here we are. I'll call this color test 1 printable. And now you're probably not going to want to show this to your students. So then you're going to go over to here and just say no due date. That keeps it from showing up in their calendar. Oops, cancel. Save that. And I'm going to keep it as hidden. I'm just going to change this because this is going to bother me. There we are. And we'll click plus. We'll click reuse questions. I know all of the questions that I'm using are coming from my question bank here. You can pick and choose them if you want to be selective. I'm going to select all and click copy questions. And they've all loaded in here. If you grabbed one by accident that you don't mean to, you can certainly delete it using the 3-dot menu. And then you see, just by bringing in those questions, that button has now appeared here to print it. When we click that, it opens up the menu item to say, where do you want to print it? How do you want to print it? And you can see this is what it looks like for true-false questions. And here are some multiple choice questions. I also have some matching questions in here as well. And then I have an essay. So this is what a finished test will look like if you were printing it from your course. And then just hit set your settings, click print, and away you go. I am excited about that one, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I didn't show that you can also do this for assignments. So that was a test, right? And then I would just kind of put this into a folder somewhere where I can save it for later. But you can also do that with other assignments. So this one here, you can see it has a whole bunch of instructions. You have the print option and same settings. So here's the title and, sorry, the course, the title, the instructions for them there. There's no attachments or anything on this one, so it's just going to be the text there. So that is it. That's our top pick for the June 2024 release. And I think that brings us to a close. Wow. Colleen.
I know. Don't jinx it.
I'm just going to keep talking.
Keep talking.
Okay. No, that's it. So I'm not sure if I have another slide here to go to. So
I don't believe so.
I don't think so. So that's it. What do we do?
That's it. Well, now we talk about our drop-in sessions.
Oh, yes. Yeah. We have drop-ins coming up every Tuesday and Wednesday at 1:30 and Thursday and Friday at 10:30. And if you're looking for those and you're a Georgian College faculty member, you can join them by going into Blackboard and just going to your calendar, and you'll see those marked there. The link is directly set up.
Yes.
So, wow, that's it. I feel so weird not seeing 50 some odd minutes, but I think that's it. So if you have any questions, comments, please feel free to join us. Yes, don't forget to like and subscribe and all that fun stuff. So I guess we'll wrap up. And folks, I hope you have a great week. Take care, guys.
Thanks.